So welcome to session 4 of Direct Tax 2 on the topic income from house property. And in this particular session, we are going to solve problems on computation of gross annual value. So let's look at the first problem. It's given from the following: find gross annual value. Annual municipal value is 72,000, fair rent is 68,000, and actual rent received is 84,000. Now in this particular problem, standard rent is not given, and when standard rent is not given, among the other criterias, whichever is the higher value will be taken as gross annual value. So let's look at the solution. Given in the problem is annual municipal value. I call that as AMV. AMV is 72,000. Fair rental value is also given. The amount is 68,000. 68,000. Then we have actual rent received. Since actual rent received is given, we don't have to calculate separately. And since standard rent is not given, among the three, whichever is higher. Now among the three, as you see, 84,000 is higher. Therefore, the gross annual value is rupees 84,000. So this is the solution to problem number 1. Let's move to the second problem. Now in the second problem, the question is to calculate gross annual value. Annual municipal value is given 1,20,000. Fair rent is given 1,45,000. Standard rent is given 1,60,000. And actual rent received is given 1,48,000. So in such a situation, we go step by step. First step, we take annual municipal value. An annual municipal value given in the problem is 1,20,000. That is first compared with fair rental value. And fair rental value is 1,45,000. As we have seen in the computation of gross annual value, among the two, whichever is higher. So I record over here, whichever is higher. So as per step 1, we get 1,45,000 as the higher value when we compare both annual municipal value and fair rental value. Now the same will be compared with standard rent, that is in the second step, and standard rent given in the problem is 1,60,000. 1,60,000. And in the second step, among the two, whichever is lower. So when you are comparing the value of step 1 with standard rent, among the two numbers, whichever is lower. So 1,45,000 is lower. So I record 1,45,000, and you know in theory I have explained whatever we get as per step 2, that rent is called as expected rent. It is called as expected rent. Now the same expected rent is compared with the actual rent received. Remember, it is actual rent received. So, and the value is 1,48,000. 1,48,000 is the value. And when you are comparing expected rent with the actual rent received, the rule is simple. Among the two, whichever is higher. Whichever is higher. So in this problem we see 1,48,000 is higher. And since there is no vacancy, since expected rent does not become gross annual value, there is no fourth step. So therefore, gross annual value in the second problem will be rupees 1,48,000. So this is solution to problem 2. Let's move to problem 3. In problem 3, we have a question: find GAV from the following. Annual municipal value is 3,50,000. Fair rent is 3,60,000. Standard rent is 3,45,000. And annual rent receivable is given, which is 3,90,000. and it's given that there is a vacancy for 1 month. So let's look at problem number 3. We will take solution to problem number 3. So as usual, we are going to compare annual municipal value which is given in the problem. It is 3,50,000. Now this number will be compared with fair rental value, and fair rental value given in problem 3 is 3,60,000. The rule is simple, as we have seen in the first step. Among the two, whichever is more or whichever is higher. So we get 3,60,000 as per step 1. Now this is compared with standard rent. Standard rent is given to us in this particular problem, and standard rent is 3,45,000. 3,45,000. So we compare over here. In the second step, among the two, whichever is lower. Whichever is lower. So standard rent 3,45,000 is lower. So I take that 3,45,000. Then we compare actual rent received. I record over here actual rent received. Now interestingly, in this problem, we are given with annual rent receivable, and it's given that there is vacancy for 1 month. So annual rent receivable is given as 3,90,000. This is the annual rent. Since there is a vacancy for 1 month, we need to take it only for 11 months out of 12, because there is a vacancy for 1 month, and this 3,90,000 is for 12 months. So if I take 3,90,000 divided by 12, so I get around 32,500 rupees per month as the rent. 32,500 per month is the rent as given, and 32,500 into 11, that will give me 32,500 into 11 will give me 3,57,500. So I am going to get 3,57,500. 3,57,500. And in the the third step, we usually take whichever is more. Now in this problem, as you see, the actual rent received, annual rent receivable is given 3,90,000. So that is for 12 months. 1 month there is a vacancy, meaning to say actual rent received is only for 11 months. So into 11 by 12. So if I take that, I get a per month rent of 32,500. So from 3,90,000, if I minus 32,500, that is 1 month vacant period rent, I get 3,57,500. And in the third step, among the two, whichever is more. So in this problem, as I see, 3,57,500 is more. Now important point we need to check if we have to go to step 4 is whether this number 3,45,000, as we have seen, this 3,45,000 will become expected rent, as we have seen the result of step 2. Whatever you get is expected rent. Similarly, 3,45,000 is expected rent. Compare that with actual rent received, and among the two, whichever is higher. So expected rent is 3,45,000, but gross annual value is the actual rent received, which is 3,57,500. Therefore, we don't have to go to step 4, and we get the gross annual value in the third step itself. So that is 3,57,500. So this is about solution to problem number 3. Okay, let's move to problem number 4. It's given, if in the above problem there was vacancy for 2 months, what will be the gross annual value? So, in problem number 3, there was a vacancy for 1 month, but in problem number 4 it's given what will be the GAV if there is vacancy for 2 months. So let's understand solution to problem number 4. We will take solution to problem number 4. I will record over here. As usual, the basic numbers are same. We have the annual municipal value as given in problem number 3, which is same as for problem number 4. It is 3,50,000. That is compared with fair rental value, which is 3,60,000. So as usual, in the first step, we take among the two whichever is more, and we see 3,60,000 is more. So I record 3,60,000. Now, the next is standard rent. Standard rent is given, which is 3,45,000. So I record standard rent 3,45,000. Now, as for step 2, when standard rent is given, the second part is always whichever is lower. Whichever is lower. So you get 3,45,000, which is the lower amount. So as you see, 3,45,000, the lower amount, and this is called as expected rent. So this number 3,45,000 is expected rent. Now let's come to actual rent received. Actual rent received. Now in the problem, we are given with annual rent receivable, which is 3,90,000. In this problem, there was vacancy for 1 month. But in problem number 4, it's given there was vacancy for 2 months. So in that case, I record rent received. This is annual rent receivable. We need to calculate actual rent received. So 3,90,000 into 10, because 2 months there was vacancy. That means rent is received only for for 10 months only. The rent is received only for 10 months. So in that case, how much will be the actual rent received? So it will simply be 3,90,000 into 10 by 12. So per month rent was 32,500. So I can minus 65,000. So from 3,90,000, if I minus 65,000, I get 3,25,000 as the value. 3,25,000 as the value. Now as per step 3, among the two, whichever is more. Whichever is more. We see expected rent 3,45,000 is more in comparison to the actual rent received. Now, we are very clear with step 4. We can go to step 4 only when two conditions are fulfilled. So for step 4, if you have to go to step 4, two conditions are to be fulfilled. Which are those conditions? First one is expected rent becomes GAV. So I record over here. The first condition is expected rent is GAV. Let's look at it whether it is expected rent is gross annual value. We see over here, so far whichever is more, so 3,45,000 expected rent becomes gross annual value at present, because actual rent received is less. And second important condition that we have is there is vacancy loss. There is vacancy loss. So as we have seen, there is vacancy loss also, because the house remained vacant for 2 months is given. So there is vacancy loss. Now both these conditions are fulfilled. So when both these conditions are fulfilled, automatically we go to step 4. And in step 4, what do we do? This is a very important point that you have to understand. In step 4, first we have to take what is called as expected rent. Expected rent. And from the expected rent, we need to deduct vacancy loss. We need to deduct vacancy loss. So I'll just take those numbers. Expected rent is 3,45,000 and vacancy rent is rent for 2 months. So per month we had calculated it is 32,500. For 2 months it is 65,000. So vacancy loss is for 2 months. So minus 65,000. So 3,45,000 minus 65,000 will give you 2,80,000. 2,80,000, and this number will be compared with actual rent received. We need to check how much is actual rent received. Actual rent received is only for 10 months, and we have the number. It is 3,25,000. 3,25,000. And here, as per step 4, since we have taken, it's a final one, whichever is more. Now if we compare 2,80,000 with 3,25,000, we see 3,25,000 is more. Therefore, in this particular problem, gross annual value is rupees 3,25,000. 3,25,000. So let's understand step 4 once again. We go till step 2, 3,45,000 becomes expected rent. Then we record actual rent received. So in the third problem, it was given that there was vacancy for 1 month, so we have taken into 11 by 12. But in problem number 4, we are given that there is vacancy for 2 months. That's why we have taken into 10 by 12. Now per month rent is around 32,500. So for 2 months it is 65,000. So 3,90,000 minus 65, or you can multiply this, you get 3,25,000. So when we compare as per step 3, whichever is more, we get expected rent 3,45,000 is more, which is taken as gross annual value so far. Now we need to check whether we can go for the fourth step or not. To go for fourth step, 2 conditions are to be fulfilled. First one is expected rent is gross annual value. So here expected rent has become gross annual value as per step 3. And second condition is there is vacancy loss. Yes, there is vacancy loss. So both these conditions are fulfilled. We have to take step 4. And in step 4, what we need to do? We need to take expected rent. From the expected rent, we need to deduct vacancy loss. And vacancy loss, as you see, is 32,500 into 2 months vacancy, which is 65,000. So 3,45,000 is expected rent minus 65,000, that will give you 2,80,000. And that will be compared with actual rent received, which is we have already calculated. It is 3,25,000. And among the two numbers, whichever is more, as you see, 3,25,000 is more, and this is the final one. 3,25,000 will be taken as the gross annual value. Now if you take problem number 3 and problem number 4, understand. In problem number 3, we don't get expected rent as GAV. We don't get expected rent as GAV. Here we get expected rent as GAV because actual rent received is less. So here actual rent received is more in comparison to expected rent. So 3,57,000 itself is the gross annual value. If we check whether we need to go to step 4, expected rent is GAV. Expected rent is not a GAV in this problem. Since this condition is not fulfilled, though there is vacancy for 1 month, to go to step 4, both these conditions are to be fulfilled. And since in problem 3, expected rent does not become GAV, we don't have to go to step 4 as far as third problem is concerned. But since both these conditions are fulfilled in problem number 4, we have to go to step 4, and that's how we calculate the gross annual value of the property. Okay, let's look at problem number 5 once again on finding the gross annual value from the given values. So in problem number 5, we have the annual municipal value which is given. So I'll just record number 5 solution. I'll just read out the problem. Annual municipal value is 2,80,000. Fair rent is 2,45,000. Standard rent is 2,80,000. And annual rent receivable is given 3,12,000. Annual rent. 3 months rent could not be recovered and all conditions are fulfilled. Remember, in theory we discussed about the rule 4 conditions, and all those conditions are fulfilled. 3 months rent could not be recovered. But anyway, let's go step by step. We have first the annual municipal value. The annual municipal value given is 2,80,000. We will compare that with fair rental value. which is given 2,45,000. 2,45,000. So first step, we will compare among the two whichever is more. So if you see 2,80,000 is more, so I record 2,80,000 as more. Then we will compare the same with standard rent. Standard rent is given, it is 2,80,000. Standard rent is given 2,80,000. So any one of the two number among the two, as we say in step 2, we take whichever is lower. Both these numbers are same, so you can take 2,80,000, and this 2,80,000, as we understand, becomes expected rent. It is expected rent. You can take either this 2,80,000 or this 2,80,000, it does not matter. Next we take is actual rent received. Now important point given in the problem. Annual rent receivable is given. Annual rent receivable is given. We need to take actual rent. So I record over here 3,12,000 into 9 divided by 12. Why do we take into 9? Because 3 months rent could not be recovered and all conditions are fulfilled. When all conditions are fulfilled, definitely the rent is 3 months rent is deductible. Now let's calculate how much you get the 3 months rent, or we can take into 9 by 12. Let's say we will take 3,12,000 divided by 12. Per month rent we will calculate. We will get 26,000. 26,000 is rent per month. So definitely 3 months rent, 26,000 into 3. That would be around 78,000. So 78,000 is rent not received. So 3,12,000 minus 78,000. 3,12,000, 78,000 is not received. So we will get around 2,34,000. So this number would be 2,34,000. So let's understand, 3,12,000 is the annual rent receivable. Per month rent, 3,12,000 divided by 12 will give you 26,000 per month, and 3 months rent could not be recovered is given, which works out to 78,000. So only 9 months rent is recovered. So from 3,12,000 I deduct 3 months rent, so we get 2,34,000. Then you see over here, we come to the third step, and in the third step, as we understand, among the two, whichever is more, we check whichever is more. So you get 2,80,000 is more. 2,80,000 is the more value. Now the question is, do we have to go to step 4? What are the conditions to go to step 4? Conditions are simple. That expected rent becomes gross annual value, which has become gross annual value. And the second condition is there must be vacancy loss. Interestingly, in this problem, there is no vacancy loss. We need to understand 3 months rent could not be recovered is given. We have unrealized rent or we have unrecovered rent. And since we don't have vacancy loss, we don't have to go to step 4 at all. Therefore, in this particular problem, gross annual value will be rupees 2,80,000 itself. So once again, I am telling you, to go to step 4, 2 conditions are to be fulfilled. First one is expected rent should become gross annual value. Yes, expected rent has become gross annual value. Second condition is there must be vacancy loss. Interestingly, in this problem, there is no vacancy loss. Rather, 3 months rent could not be recovered is given. So this is actual rent received. Since all conditions are fulfilled, actual rent received is only 2,34,000. But there is no vacancy loss. The tenant who is staying in a house could not pay or did not pay the rent and we could not recover it. So there is no vacancy loss. Only if there is vacancy loss and expected rent becomes GAV, we go to step 4. Since only one condition is fulfilled, there is no vacancy loss in this problem. 2,80,000 itself will become the gross annual value. Okay, let's move to question number 6 now. Let's see how different is it from question number 5. The question number 6 says find GAV from the following. AMV is 4,80,000, fair rent is 4,45,000, standard rent is 4,80,000, and annual rent receivable is 6,12,000, and there is vacancy for 3 months. This is an important point in the problem. So let's do the comparison. Let's find the gross annual value. First we take AMV as usual, which is 4,80,000. This is compared with the fair rental value, and fair rent as given in question is 4,45,000. We compare that now. Among the two, whichever is more. So you see in step 1, more is 4,80,000. So I make a record here. Then I compare that with standard rent. Standard rent is 4,80,000. Standard rent is also given 4,80,000 in this particular problem. And among the two, whichever is lower. So like in the previous problem, any number you can take. There is no problem at all. So we take 4,80,000, and this 4,80,000 becomes expected rent. Then we talk about actual rent received. Now in this particular problem, it's given annual rent receivable 3,12,000. Annual rent receivable, 6,12,000 is given in this particular problem. 6,12,000 is given in this particular problem, and there was vacancy for 3 months is given. So this will be into 9 by 12. Let's calculate the amount. It is, if I take 6,12,000 divided by 12, say how much will be the per month rent? I will get 51,000. 51,000 per month will be the rent, and 51,000 into 3, that is the vacancy period rent, will be 1,53,000. So from 6,12,000 I will have to deduct 6,12,000 minus 1,53,000. How much do I get? 12 minus 3 is 9. 9 minus 5 is 4. 4. So 4, 5,90,000 will be 4,59,000. Yes. So 4,59,000 will be the value. So I get 12 minus 3 is 9. 10 minus 5 is 5. Yes, 4,59,000. 4,59,000 will be the value. There is vacancy for 3 months. So it will be annual rent receivable into rent received divided by 12 months. So that will give me 4,59,000, and we get, as per step 3, 4,80,000 becomes the gross annual value. Now we need to check whether we need to go to step 4. Let's check. Going to step 4, 2 conditions to be fulfilled. So I record over here for step 4, 2 conditions are to be fulfilled. Which are those conditions? First is expected rent becomes gross annual value. So expected rent becomes gross annual value. Let's see whether this condition is fulfilled. Expected rent is GAV, expected rent is 4,80,000 and that 4,80,000 becomes gross annual value. So first condition is fulfilled. Second condition is there is vacancy loss. Now in problem number 6 it is clearly given that there is a vacancy loss. There is a vacancy loss for 3 months. There is vacancy for 3 months. So second condition is also fulfilled. So when these two conditions are fulfilled, only then we go to step 4. And in step 4 what do we have? We first take the expected rent, and from the expected rent we deduct what is called as vacancy loss. We deduct vacancy loss. Now expected rent minus vacancy loss. So let's understand. Expected rent is 4,80,000 as we have here, 4,80,000, and from that we are going to deduct vacancy loss. Vacancy loss is 1,53,000. 1,53,000 is the vacancy loss. So 4,80,000 minus 1,53,000 will be 3,27,000. Will be 3,27,000. 4,80,000 minus 1,53,000. So 1 is 3, 80, 50, 70, 80. Yes. So 3,27,000, and that will be compared with actual rent received. That will be compared with actual rent received. We have already calculated here. Actual rent received is 4,59,000. 4,59,000. And among the two, whichever is more. Here we see 4,59,000 is more. 4,59,000 is more. So therefore, gross annual value will be 4,59,000. 4,59,000. So let's understand this clearly. In problem number 5, there was no vacancy period. Rather, there was unrealized rent or unrecovered rent. And unrecovered rent doesn't become vacancy period rent. Remember this. Tenant was there, he did not pay. That is called as unrealized rent. So that's why we don't have to go to step 4. Though expected rent becomes GAV, we don't have to go to step 4 because there is no vacancy loss. But here in problem number 6, there is vacancy loss for 3 months. And we have calculated after vacancy loss, the actual rent received is 4,59,000. So when we compare here among the two, whichever is higher, expected rent is higher. Now we need to check whether we need to go to step 4. To go to step 4, both the conditions are to be fulfilled. Expected rent is GAV. So expected rent becomes gross annual value as per step 3. Then there is 3 months vacancy as given in the problem. So there is vacancy loss for 3 months. So we go to step 4, both the conditions are fulfilled. Expected rent minus vacancy loss. Expected rent as you see is 4,80,000. Vacancy loss is 51,000 per month. We have calculated over here. 6,12,000 by 12 will give you 51,000 per month rent into 3. That is the vacancy period loss. So 1,53,000. So 4,80,000 minus 1,53,000 will give you 3,27,000, and that will be compared with the actual rent received, which is 4,59,000. And among the two, whichever is higher, that is 4,59,000 is higher. Therefore, gross annual value as far as problem number 6 is concerned is 4,59,000. Thank you.